I have a really awesome musician that I'm about to bring in. His name is Mike Ramos, and we're going to bring him on and get to know him. Hey, hey, hey!
Hey, Rebecca.
How are you? Hey.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm just getting to know you because, well, I'm getting to know so many artists right now, and it's going to be, I'm really enjoying your music. What kind of background do you have in music? What do you do? Like, what is your thing?
Well, gosh, kind of a jack of all trades, master of none type of guy.
Happens.
I can play a lot of instruments.
Nice.
Adequately. Mainly guitar is where I started, as a young boy, wanting to impress girls, of course. That's where it usually starts, right? And then when that didn't work, I, still continued on. But guitar and vocals, nice. On my recordings, some of which you'll hear, I do play a lot of the other instruments, including drums, and there's some mandolin and different things in some of the songs, so...
Nice. So on your recordings, do you play all the instruments, kind of like, and then, or do you have friends that come in with you?
Well, I can play all of them, and I do have songs where I play all of them. None of the ones you're playing tonight are those, though. So these are all collaborations, and I really prefer collaborations, and I always have, because I know, at least for me, if I'm doing everything all the time and coming up with all the parts,
yeah,
you can tell it's me. It gets a little stale. I like to, right. When I work with somebody, I generally don't say, okay, here's this part, play this. I say, hey, I've got this song. You're a drummer. Play some drums.
What can you
You're
get?
a bass player.
Exactly.
Lay some bass down. And
Absolutely.
I might have some creative input, like, well, maybe not this, but this. But generally, I like to let people do their own thing, and I think it adds to the melting pot, and kind of shakes things up, makes things different.
Oh, very much. Yeah, I understand completely. I have sort of the same process as well. I'm like, okay, I do this well, and now I'm going to give you this and see what I can get out of you. And usually it's hilarious because they will just impress the crap out of you because, that's their passion. So it's wonderful to see people's passions come out.
And I think it's often not what you expect. You like generally, the song will take on a different life. It becomes different than what I initially envisioned in my head, but that's good. That's that's
right.
I like that part of it.
Yeah, it's a interesting. I like the way that you're talking about your process. I love to hear people's process because everybody's process is so different, and so it's really interesting to hear other people's processes. And yours is actually very similar to mine, so that makes my heart sing. So. How many bands do you play with? So just you, because you were talking earlier about how, I just created a new band. How many bands do you create within like a day?
Well,
I'm just kidding.
I have several a day. It feels like I've got my original music, which I write and record by myself or with friends. I've actually got a different recording project we call ourselves Stig Leshley. It's the two guys I was in a band with in high school. And we reconnected decades later, and we record online, just sending files back and forth. And actually, one of those guys is featured on one of my songs that you're going to play this evening.
Nice.
But there's that. But as far as actual performing bands, of course, original music's kind of hard to market. So I play in a couple of different bands that are real heavy on covers. I have one band called the Mad Mallards.
Nice.
When I say I'm a member of it. They're not my bands. They're our
mine
band.
in my head, in my heart.
And that's a 4-piece acoustic group.
Nice.
It's me mostly on guitar and vocals. We have a guy that plays trumpet and percussion and sings. His wife is in the group. She plays flute and percussion and sings. And we have another guy who plays bass and guitar and sings. And we do a lot of multi-part harmonies and different arrangements.
Right.
So that's one band. And then the other guitar player has limited availability this summer. But with everything opening up, we really wanted to get gigs and get out and play. So the other Derek, the other guitar player, stepped away from most of the gigs. But we developed a trio called the Juan Douglas Trio.
Nice.
None of us are named Juan Douglas. It's the Mad Mallards with one duck less.
Oh, no. Nice.
Yeah, it's bad. I
Nice.
know. It wasn't mine.
That's funny. I don't think anyone's gonna get it unless you you actually say it.
I have to explain it, right? So,
Like nobody.
But it's
that
fun.
is a definite.
It's fun.
Yeah. Hey, why not have fun? If you can't have fun in life, why do life? Just saying.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
And so I mean, this whole pandemic has been kind of crazy for everybody, but it seems like you have a lot of things that are online anyway, so that really helps with that.
Yeah, it does. And even with the acoustic group, with the cover groups, last year we did we kind of lost. We had just gotten together and lost all of our initial gigs when the lockdown
I understand
happened.
that.
So we actually did a Facebook show to kick things off.
Yeah.
To kind of get us through until the summer months, and we did play some outdoor gigs later in the season, which was really great.
That's nice.
But yeah, things are. It was hard to find. We did maybe only 3 or 4 or 5 maybe, but things are popping this year. Everybody's real excited.
I know.
So,
everybody's ready. Everybody's ready. So where are you located?
Well, just in Hamilton County area, Indy area. I'm in Noblesville.
Nice.
2 of the band members are in Lapel, and then 1 in Fishers. So, we're all kind of around here.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, we're going to hear a song of yours next called Eastbound 70. Tell us about that song.
All right. Yeah, thanks. So that does have some guest musicians on it. Back when I originally recorded this, I was playing in another acoustic group when I used to live up in Northwest Indiana. We were called Less Than 11. This features the other folks from Less Than 11, which is my good friend Jeff Scheib on the bass and my friend Emily Smith helping me out on the vocals. I am playing the drums on this one. It's actual live drums.
Ooh, there you go.
And most of the instrumentation except for the bass, but there's a special surprise on there. So my cousin Mike, who is also... I have a cousin who I'm real close to. His name is Mike, and he plays the didgeridoo.
Nice.
Yeah.
My husband will love this. He plays the didgeridoo.
The song features didgeridoo, and it's kind of interesting how the song came about. He lives in Columbus, Ohio, and I used to drive frequently to go stay with him and visit him in the city. When he first acquired the didgeridoo, I would always go and I would take my guitar, and he said, "Well, how about you write a song that I can play didgeridoo on?" The problem with didgeridoo is it only plays one note. so I had to...
It's like, wow.
Well, yeah, but it's still one note.
Technically, it's more than one note. It kind of wavers up and down.
It's one note.
I'm just picking on you.
I know, that's fine. It's all good. Everybody does. So I wrote a song in completely in the key of open A to accommodate him. Nice. And I actually wrote it about traveling on 70 to go visit him, and kind of fictionalized it a little bit, kind of like a wide-eyed kid going to what he considered a big city, but it's really become, it's probably among my originals one of the ones people like the most, I think. So thank you, Mike Sherry, for being the inspiration for that.
Thank you.
Because I think it turned out all right.
Because we need it more in our lives. My husband has 3 didgeridoos.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. He even learned how to circular breathe just to play it. It was ridiculous. That sounds tricky. Just saying. I tried circular breathe.
I have trouble regular breathing, so
can't do that. I can't do that. But we will hear this song, and we'll have you back. We got more of you later, so you're going to be dancing with us a little bit too, right? In your own way. So.
Sure.
Exactly. If anybody wanted to see Mike Ramos dance, it's time. It's going to be in this show. That's right. Rebecca got him to dance. That's all I have to say. We'll talk to you a little bit later, all right?
Sounds good. Thanks.
Okay. Bye. All right, guys. That's right. So, here's the didgeridoo song. It's the didgeridoo song. Again, I need a name for her. In the comments, put a name. I need a name. So, she's my little mascot. Bam. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do is there's Eastbound 70 coming next, right? And then that is obviously by Mike Ramos. And then we're going to have Giant Mutant Spider You heard me right. Giant Mutant Spider. For all those people who love spiders. By El Troubadour. That's right. You just saw them last week, didn't you? El Troubadour was just last week. Then, Going Up the Country by Philadelphia Phil. And you saw him the week before. That's right. So it's all in the family here, people. If you, again, you have music, send it to me. CelticRain777 @gmail.com. I will play it. Please, please. In the comments, name my little mascot. She's so cute. She makes me happy. And let's hear this absolutely amazing music. Are you guys ready for some awesome music? Let's go.
Expect to reach my
again to our beautiful friend, Mike Ramos. Hi! Again. So, we kind of left off with all of the stuff that you do. You have all these instruments that you play. You know, you're like a jack of all instrument trades. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah. So have you been enjoying dancing with me?
I didn't realize I was going to have to dance. I'd have had something to drink first.
Well, I didn't say that was not in the cards, because there's always something that you can do to lighten your mood.
Sure.
But I'm sure as many as like us, music is not the only thing you do, because usually when you're a musician, you're other things as well. So what other things do you do? What do you do? What is your life?
Well, I'm just getting ready to celebrate my 20th anniversary of marriage with my wife.
That is
we
wonderful.
have 2 teenage children. The house, cars, that whole deal. I work.
All of it.
I'm a software support and web app developer for a small IT company in the northwest suburbs of Indy.
Oh, wow.
That
Nice. Takes
up a lot of my time.
Yeah.
It's those darn things that keep getting in the way of music,
No, I get it. My husband is he's a programmer, so I completely understand. Yeah, totally. He works completely remote, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, and his company's like all over the place. So there you go.
Oh,
but
cool.
you have this little company. What is the name of the company? We can push them forward a little bit.
It's called Excel Consulting.
Nice. So if anybody needs like web design, there you go. So that's pretty awesome. What's kind of like your history? How did you get into music?
Well, it was originally, I just love music from a very young age. I fell in love with I always liked music and just listened to random whatever was on the radio. And then in about 4th grade, I discovered the Beatles, and that was pretty much the end of it, And
that was the end.
And just went through years of listening to that and torturing my siblings and family and everybody we knew with Beatles this, Beatles that. And, finally, I tried to learn guitar around 6th grade, and it just didn't work out because, my mom was sending me to the pastor down the street who was trying to get me to play Michael Row the Boat Ashore. And I'm like, come on, Hard Day's Night, man, let's go. So,
that's funny.
That didn't work
You were
out.
corrupted.
And then,
so corrupted.
Just that weird age between, I was too old for toys, didn't want clothes for Christmas. I was like, how about a guitar? A friend of mine had actually come over to my house. His name is Robert Knight. He's a phenomenal guitarist, by the way. And he brought his guitar. And this was when we were in like the 8th grade. And he let me play with it. And I was just...
This isn't the Robert Knight that everybody knows. Okay. No,
Probably
okay.
not.
Okay, sorry. I'm like,
I didn't
know
know
that
there was
name.
a Robert Knight that everybody knows. This
Okay,
Robert
sorry.
Knight lives in Florida.
Okay, well, there you go.
But and that's just where, and just obviously, how it is. It just couldn't get enough of it. All my friends were running around in high school and partying and stuff. And I just, I was sitting with my guitar. If I couldn't take my guitar with me somewhere, I wasn't going. Of course, like everybody else, I had aspirations and stars in my eyes. And I kind of played full time in the 90s, middle to late 90s, and made a living, if you can call it that.
The living that you could have at that moment.
I was never really cut out for that anyway. Regardless, I was never even willing to do the things that you would have to do in order to even have the chance. I just was raised in a Midwestern family, and I like stability, and I like knowing where my paycheck's coming from, and that I have insurance. And so,
having insurance is a very beautiful thing.
It's a nice thing.
Yes, it's a very, very nice thing. Yes.
So, but I still love doing it, and it's a lot of fun. I love it. I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, that's such a great hobby." It doesn't upset me when they say that, but a lot of times people who are musicians don't get it because it's like, it's a hobby, but it's in
more
here.
Your soul. Exactly.
But it is what
I get it. I get it. My husband, when we first got married, it was really just him and his guitar for so long that when we got married, he would take it on dates with us. And I said, yeah, no.
Wow.
No.
Yeah, I didn't go that far.
Like, but what if I could I could be in the restaurant, and then they would be like, "Oh, you have a guitar," and they'd be like, "Can you play?" And I'd be like, "Yes," and then I get a gig, and I'm like, "No, we're on a date. And there is a
Wow.
line.
Mhm.
That's why I was like earlier, and that guy was like, a guy and his guitar. I'm like, and then
But you married him, so that's kind of your fault. If you
I did, and it was the most beautiful and wonderful thing I ever did. So there you go. But yeah, he was a good man, and he learned. Put the guitar down for just a minute, because I'll let you pick it up as much as you want later. Because frankly, we're both musicians, so I understood the heart call of being a musician. And I think sometimes people just don't get it because they don't have that in their heart. Their heart is something else, and that's great.
Right.
It's just, totally. So we have one of your heart calls. We have one of your songs that we're gonna hear next, called "Coffee Pot and Cigarettes." Tell me about that one.
So, Coffee Pots and Cigarettes was written a couple years back. This song does feature my friend Scott Reeder on drums, and he also did the production on this. So a lot of these songs I record just at home on my laptop and produce them all there. He's got a pretty nice setup where he lives in Illinois, and he wanted to do the mixing on this, so I let him do all that work. And he's a phenomenal drummer. The song was written after a conversation with an old friend who I kind of lost touch with. We'd had a falling out, and when we did reconnect, he was not in a good place, and I was a little worried that it was maybe the last time I was going to talk to him.
That's really hard. That's really hard.
I mean, it's better now. It's turned out, we still talk, and he's doing okay. But this was kind of like a, we were very close at a younger age. When I was kind of knee deep in the music thing, and we kind of went this way afterward, and not just physically, but in life, just two different paths. And it's just, it was a lot of years in between, and I don't know, we can never go back there, but I still love him, and and I wish the best for him. And this was sort of my response. You know how it is when you have traumatic, emotional stuff. What do? You write a song.
You write a song, exactly. That pretty much is therapy. It's the therapy
absolutely.
We as musicians need, is to write the song. Absolutely. Well, I'm very excited to hear this song, and we will talk to you again very, very soon, and seeing you dance just a little sooner. So there you go. So, I know I'm forcing you.
This is not a dancing kind of song. You're gonna dance.
Not
to this
you.
song.
Maybe like just sway back and forth.
Okay,
remembering the times. Anyways, we will talk to you. Right? Yeah, a little groove. It's got to have a little groove. I mean, come on, right? So we will talk to you very soon. And so here we go.
So glad to hear from you, old friend. Every so often I will stop and wonder what has become of my old friend. Whatever happened to the man that I once knew? Oh,
Monday, our new guest I'll be able to play with too. So that would be really awesome. Then we have Mike Ramos back. Hey.
Hello.
So this is the part of the show where we get to hear about what you're working on right now. What are you working on right now? Do you have any shows coming up? You got any projects in the works? What's going on with you?
Yeah, so live shows. My two bands that I'm playing with, we have things coming up in the near future. The Juan Douglas Trio will be playing at Spencer Farm Winery in Noblesville on
Nice.
On 5/7. So that's May the 7th from 6:30 to 9:30, and then we'll also be playing at the 1205 Distillery in Westfield on June the 5th from 7 to 10. The other group, Mad Mallards, will be playing at Spencer Farms on May 28th, 6:30 to 9:30, and also playing at 1205 Distillery. See how I'm double dipping here?
No, believe me, I get it.
On June 11th from 7 to 10. So
Nice.
These are all great gigs. They're done nice and early because I'm getting old. I can't do that rock and roll lifestyle anymore. It's like
Nice.
the earlier the better.
Wineries are so much fun to play at because you're
They
like,
are.
we're gonna have a glass of wine and we're just gonna sit back and have some great music. All of the people that go to wineries are like, yeah, let's just have some cheese and let's drink some wine. I get it. I love playing at wineries. Wineries are my favorite to play at just because everybody's just so chill. They're just great.
Mhm.
It's awesome.
For sure.
Yeah. So you have those great shows coming up. Are you working on any projects? Any kind of music coming?
Yeah. New original material. It's the curse of being an amateur producer. Who's not willing to spend a lot of money. You're constantly battling. The forces of your own creation to try to capture that elusive quality.
No, I get it.
But it's I've been retooling and relearning and hoping to apply some new skills to newer songs that I'm working on, and I think the real catch is you learn how to do things better, then you always want to go back and redo the songs you've already recorded.
Oh, I know. It's hilarious.
And
we'll
it's a
record
vicious
things and
cycle.
I'll listen and I'm like, oh, I could have done that better. Thing is like nobody knows that it could have been better except for me. So I'm like, okay, it's there forever.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Just got some new songs that are almost completed, and then hopefully I'll have them posted pretty soon, and if people want to hear them, they're free on Reverb Nation because no one's going to pay
there you
for
go.
them.
Reverb Nation. So what is your Reverb Nation page?
The Ramos Groove, and that's one word, Ramos Groove Project.
You might want to spell that for people.
Yeah, Ramos GROO V as in Victor E. So it's like groove. It's Ramos, my last name, and groove because it's groove.
Nice. Ramos Groove.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, reverbnation.com/Ramos Groove, people. Go check him out there. That's where you can find all of his stuff, which is beautiful.
And if anybody,
because we want to be able to support you.
Thank you. And if anybody's interested in hearing my live bands, we're on Facebook with both groups. You can simply search the Mad Mallards because we're the only Mad Mallards on Facebook.
Nice.
We're also the only Juan Douglas Trio on Facebook, so you can just type those into your search and you'll find us.
There you go. Mad Mallards and Juan Douglas. Search for those. You'll find them automatically, so that's kind of nice. That's awesome. Well, that's where we can find your stuff. We're going to have a few more songs, and then we're going to say goodbye. Hopefully, you'll be able to come back on. When you get some more music, please give it to me. I'll be able to play it and let people just hear your stuff. So it'll be great. I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight for the evening. And thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
True pleasure. So we'll say goodbye, Mike. Bye. So sorry, guys. I thank everybody for being here. I thank you, Mike, for being with us. It was awesome. Mike Ramos. He has put in the comments where you can find his music. So please go to the comments and check that out. It's been a pleasure. And I'm just saying, I'm going to be putting up a month in advance of everybody's going to be in the shows, so that you guys who are sending me music can then go and say, hey, I'm going to be played on this date. You should go check it out. Always go to the YouTube channel. Now it's only in one place. You only have to go to one place. That's nice. So just so you know, that's where it is now. So all you have to do is tell people to go to www.youtube.com/C for channel /Celtic Rain. And you guys will then know exactly where to send your people to hear your music. If you want to send me music, Celtic Rain 777@gmail.com. That's where you send your stuff straight to me. I'll put it in the lineup. We'll get your stuff out there. Believe me, and I'm always looking for people that I want to interview, so I'm listening to music. If I really enjoy your music, then I'm going to contact you and I'll be like, hey, you want to come and do an interview with me? And if you do, great, because I would absolutely love that. I want to have as many types of music as possible. We're also, as I said before, going to be featured in this Celtic magazine, and so I will put up all of those links all over the place, believe me. So there's some really great things happening in the works here. Biggest thing, though, just saying, biggest thing is my new mascot. She needs a name. She needs a name. Please name her. Put it in the comments. Let's see what we got, right? Maybe if we all agree on one. I don't know. We'll have to see that. I don't know. We'll have to see. But name my mascot. We thank you so much. We thank you so much. We're going to say goodbye, good night, and we will see you next Tuesday. Bye, guys. Bye.